Hello, my name is Kim Knights. I work at Suffolk County Council and I am the Head of Business Management working in adult social care. We are recording a series of short films where I will be chatting with people who also work in adult social care in Suffolk as part of our iCare campaign. I will be asking them about their career, the support that they have had from the council and why they chose the career they did, and what they enjoy about their job and the work that they do. I really hope that through these films you will learn a little bit about the wide range of roles available. I also hope that you will find inspiration in these films to consider whether a career in care would be right for you. For more information about working in adult social care here in Suffolk, please visit our website www.careers.suffolk.gov.uk/services and click on adult social care. Hello, welcome.
Hiya.
Could we start by just telling everyone what your name is and what your job title is?
Yes, I'm Leon Spooner. I'm Head of Home First and Reablement Services,
And you work for?
Suffolk County Council.
Welcome, Leon. So you said reablement. Let's start by telling us all about reablement.
Where do I start? It's all about getting people back to their level so they can live independently in their own homes, basically. We look after people when they've come from out of hospital, had some sort of setback, maybe had a fall, maybe been in hospital and been ill, and then they'll have a package of reablement for a little while, where our support workers will go and look after them and teach them some skills and get them back to a place where they can live independently, hopefully.
So can anyone have reablement if they've been in hospital?
Yeah, basically anyone over the age of 18, really.
If there's a chance to get them reablement?
Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you worked in it, Leon?
I've worked for Suffolk County Council for just over 22 years now.
That feels like there should be an award for that. So tell me, how did you start then?
I started as a carer.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a few jobs after I left school and trained as a hairdresser, actually, and those things didn't work out, and I decided to try for something different. And my mum was a nurse and one of my sisters was a carer already, and I decided, oh, well, I think I can do that. And started off as a carer and just gradually worked my way through the service, and now the head of the service.
So what kind of care did you do when you started?
So initially it was home care. So we used to look after people long term that needed support, getting people washed and dressed and providing meals and things like that for them, getting them up for the day and then ready for bed at night time. And when we progressed over to being reablement, support workers went through that.
Was that different training you had to have at that point?
Yeah, it's a completely different way of thinking, because it's more doing with and rather than doing for. So carers generally do for, and when people aren't able to do things, whereas reablement support workers it's a very different skill set. It's more about teaching people how to do something they may have forgotten how to do, or different ways of doing things. So
when you were a young man starting out, did you think that you would get into the care sector like this?
No, not at all. No.
And you said right at the beginning of our conversation, started off as a carer and I'm now the head of service. Just tell our listeners something about what did that feel like? How did you get from carer to head of service for Home First?
If I'm completely honest, I don't really know. I've just really enjoyed doing all the different jobs I've done in Home First, learning different things, doing training courses and things like that. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just been a bit of a fluke, really. I
don't believe that for a minute, Leon. I don't believe that. Did you get lots of training and development opportunities when you started working here?
Yeah. In Home First, we've done loads and loads of training to be reablement support workers and carers, and then gradually different bits of training and apprenticeships and QCF courses and stuff like that. So, yeah, lots of stuff.
And what would a normal day for you now look like as a head of service?
very different to what it was when I first started as a care worker. I mean, it was really lovely seeing people and helping them get ready for the day. But now a lot of my work is in front of a computer screen. I think my favourite part of that is when I'm meeting up with my team and sitting in my offices and listening to all my staff talking to their customers and seeing how they're getting on.
Yeah. And is there any challenges to your day?
Yeah, there's always challenges in Home First. Very big service, lots of things going on. Um, Capacity to be able to take as many people on as we want, because we really want to give everyone the opportunity to be independent again.
Yeah.
So there's always calls around, can you take this person? Can you take that person? It's disappointing when we can't do it, when we've not got enough capacity to do it. But we try our best to fit as many people in as possible.
What about some lovely people you might have met throughout your time doing caring? Anyone that really sticks in your mind?
Yes, there's lots of customers that I'd seen or that I used to care for, that I still see their family members when I'm out shopping and that. And remember when you used to come in, it's really nice catching up with them. Yeah, there's lots of people I can remember. I can remember my first day and things like that. All sorts. Yeah.
What did that first day feel like? You say you still remember it. What did it feel like?
If I'm completely honest, it wasn't the best first day. It was a bit traumatic, really.
Okay.
I had a customer that I was on my own, and they'd had a fall, and I'd done all my training and everything, but I had to call in ambulances and stuff like that. So I'd had all of that training right at the beginning, but it was really traumatic.
Thank goodness you'd had the training.
Yeah, but it was, so it's why I remember it.
Yeah.
Remember the customer. It was nice to be able to be there, and I was able to call on other team members to come and help us out and stuff like that, being new to everything. But I remember that as anything.
So how did the next day feel? After that being your first day, did you think, I'm ready for this world of care?
Oh, I think so. I think it didn't faze me. So, and I'm still here 22 years later. So,
and head of service for Home First.
Yeah.
So what might be next for you, Leon?
I really don't know. I just go with the flow.
You go with the flow?
Yes.
But you think you'd like to still work in the adult social care market?
Oh, yeah. I love my job. I love working in Home First. I love what we do. Yeah.
What is it you love about it? Because I could really see the passion coming out of you there.
I don't know. I just being able to support people and knowing that we make a difference to people's lives is really important.
Okay. And do you share that with your carers now, your story and your journey?
It's one thing that everyone always says to me, because I can being starting as a carer myself, I quite regularly, my saying is, well, I've done this before, so I know what they're going through. I know that it's lonely sometimes being a carer in an evening, driving around the little villages in Suffolk and things like that. So I could put myself in their position. I know what they're doing.
That must make an awful difference for people to hear that from you, that you've lived it.
Yeah. I think it does. Like I say, it's one of the sayings I'm always saying. Well, when I was a carer,
when I was a boy,
yes, yes.
So, do you think you've helped people to get through their careers as well?
I'd like to think so. I think Home First is a really lovely place to see people progress in. It's not, you don't just come in as a carer and that's where you stay. There's lots of people that have come along all at the same time as me as well. So, and you can go down different routes. We've got people that are going into doing their OT apprenticeships.
Right.
We've got staff that have worked with us for a while and they've gone on to be midwives and things. It gives people a really good grounding of what care is. And we've had people that have gone on to be nurses, and then we've got all of my team as well that have, most of us have all started off as frontline support workers. What
kind of roles have you got in Home First then?
So we have our frontline support workers, we've got senior support workers, team leaders, we have professional advisors, our social work qualified people, trainers, all sorts.
Yeah.
There's lots of roles in
It's a
Home
real
First.
variety of skills and opportunities for people to work in Home First then.
Yeah.
So you said you've worked in the organisation for 22 years. What changes have you seen during that time?
In Home First, the biggest change was going from being a domiciliary care provider, long-term care,
Yeah.
to reablement. That's a huge change. As I said, it's different skill set for support workers to learn to support people to be independent rather than doing for them.
What kind of skills change that are going between the two different roles? So really bring to life for us what reablement means and what your carers would be doing there.
They're not carers. It's just
Sorry, Leon.
they're
Reablement support
reablement support
workers. Absolutely.
I will get shot down if any of my support workers see me call them carers.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is a big difference. If you're giving someone personal care, you might tend to just actually go in and do the personal care, wash someone's face or and stuff like that. Reablement support workers, doesn't sound a big difference, but actually what they're doing is passing Mrs. Smith the flannel, say, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's do this together, and it will be right. Can you fill the sink up and do that rather than doing for them? It's quite a big change, and for us it was. I mean, all of our support workers are really skilled in doing that, so they know what they're doing. But because someone coming in thinking they're just going to be a carer, and I shouldn't say just because they're not just carers, but it's a different skill set for them to do that.
So if somebody was thinking of coming in to be a reablement support worker in Home First, what sort of skills might they have or experience, or what would you be looking for?
From my personal experience, I didn't have any skills as a carer when I came in. I learned to be a hairdresser, and I was a cleaner before I started in Home First as a carer. So I started with I didn't need anything apart from being personable, being able to talk to people. That we give all the training. It's not something it's something that you can learn, but really it's about to talk to people and be supportive. I don't think there is, for coming into Home First, I don't think there is any other specific skills someone needs.
But they'd be wonderful things if you had, being able to speak to people, being kind, supportive, all of those things. Thank you.
Thanks.